Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Rob. I'm from the Mark Green Sports Center, and we are going to be doing some power moves today. We're going to be mainly seated and standing, but we are going to have a strength-focused class today. So pause the video if you need to grab some of these pieces of equipment. What I'm going to be using is some yoga blocks. I'm going to be using a light band, and I'm going to be using some very light weights that you can control. Okay, so we're going to be in obviously the chair. I have it set up just like this, where the blocks are next to the chair. Feel free to do that, set it up, pause the video. Also make sure you have some water on hand as well. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So we are gonna be seated. First off, your back has to be off the chair. You have to engage that core, brace that core. Feet shoulder width apart, hands on your knees, and we're gonna hinge forward and power up. Hinge forward, power up. Since you know these power movements already, power up. We're gonna not go into much explanation. You're just gonna follow along with me. Very nice. Power up. I want you to spread those fingers. Power up, down, and power up. Now feel free to go slower if you need. Power up. You can skip every other one that I do. Power up if you need to. Let's focus on breathing out too. I want to see your lips move. A lot of reps to warm us up here. Give me 5 more. 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Now let me see you reach forward and also kick that heel out. I want you to flick those fingers, okay? No rep goal, we're just warming up here. Remember, our focus for today's class is going to be strength. We want to focus on good technique, moving big. Good. And I want to see those lips come out. Good, really overemphasize that. Good. Give me 6 more. 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Very nice. I want to see you reach for the keys on the floor. You don't have to go down all the way. We're going to come back to center, reach, back to center, reach. So we're getting our obliques warmed up a little bit. Reach, look at those hands. Reach. We're not doing the full power rock here. Otherwise I'd extend my legs out, but I do have the yoga blocks in my way right now. So we're kind of doing a modified version of the power rock. We are rocking from side to side of your butt, okay? Look at that hand at the top. A lot of reps. We're gonna do these as a circuit, okay? Now that we're warmed up a little bit, all right? Here we go. All of those movements in a circuit for a set of 10, okay? Let's do that. So first thing was power up, then it was heel tap with a arm extension. Okay, I want to see those fingers come out, and then we're gonna reach side to side, okay, for 10. All 3 of those in a row, okay? So it's a flow. Here we go, we're gonna go power up for 10. And I want you to count aloud at home. Remember, voice is important. Here we go. We're gonna go forward, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, very nice, 7, and 8, and 9, last one here, and 10, here we go. 10 and 9 and 8, open up those fingers, 7 and 6, count with me, and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Awesome. Reach for those keys. 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4, almost there, 3, and 2, close those hands, open them, 1, awesome, good. Let me see you get those shoulders up, back, and down, up, back, down, up, back, and down, up, back, and down. Say it if it helps. Up, back, down, up, back, down, up, back, down. Give me 3 more. Up, back, and down, up, back, and down. Last one. Up, back, and down. Awesome, good. What I'm gonna ask you to do is get to the powered up position, and then we're gonna do a little bit of twisting, okay? Now when we twist, remember, we're gonna turn at our hips. I'm gonna scoot these blocks away a little bit. We're gonna turn at our hips, we're gonna pivot our feet, and our trunk rotates. We open back all the way. Sometimes the mistake is we try to meet ourselves in the middle. Your body will automatically want to do that, but you're gonna wanna make sure one side stays, and we open up, okay? And open up, okay? Here we go, follow me. And open, power, twist, and open, power, twist, and open, power, twist, and open, power, twist, open, give me 6 more, 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome, good. Shake it off. Shake, shake. Again, flicking those fingers out. Flick, 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 flick. Awesome, good. All right. Hands are nice and warmed up. I want you to take your arm. Doesn't matter which one. Okay. For me, I'm gonna put my left hand on my right knee. So on your opposite arm. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the 3 arm. We're gonna reach out, and we're gonna look up, up, up at our hand. We're gonna bring it to the back wall. Look at our hand and come down. We're gonna reach out with your scapula as well, okay? Back and down, nice and controlled. That's 2. We're gonna go for 4 more. Good, 4, and 3. We're opening up at that chest, good. Taking our arm through its full range of motion. 2, and 1. Very nice. That feels good. Don't rush those movements. If you need to go slower, you go slower. Take that right hand. Put it on your left knee. Take your left hand. We're going to reach out. And we're going to go all the way around the world here. That's 1. We're going to go for 6, just like the other side. 2. And 3. And 4. And 5, last one. Take it through its whole range of motion. And 6, good, very nice. Good, I want you to give yourself a hug and open up. Give yourself a hug and open up. And as you give yourself a hug, I want you to get into that position that we don't like to be in normally and explode out of it. So we're gonna hunch, give yourself a hug, and then we're gonna extend our spine and power up. We're gonna give ourselves a hunch, open up. Good, and you're gonna breathe out as you open up. Open, good, do 6 of these. Here we go, 6, close up, 5, and 4, pop that chest out, and 3, you're bracing your core, 2, last one, and 1, awesome, very nice, very nice. Here we go, we're gonna warm up our feet now, okay? We're gonna warm up our feet. We're just gonna do a step, but I like to give myself a target, and sometimes it's really good to give yourself a target because you don't realize you're not moving as big as you could be, okay? The target helps give us a little bit of feedback. So the target in this case is gonna be a yoga block. So it's gonna be hard, okay? Remember to move if we don't use our body to help us. So power moves, we move big, we use our momentum, we use our weight shifting and our body to help us through big movements, okay? So here's what it looks like. I'm gonna hinge forward, I'm gonna take my right leg, maybe your left leg if you're watching this, I'm gonna drive that knee up. We're just gonna warm up here. Drive that knee up. We're gonna alternate legs. Follow me. Good. Drive that knee up high. Drive that knee up high. And if this becomes hard, it's hard to get your knee up, what you can do is you can give yourself a target. Hand up, hinge forward, my hand's up, and try to touch that knee to your hand. Okay, let's go for 10 of these. 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, very good, 2, and 1, very nice. Keep that momentum going. So my knee comes up, I'm gonna take that knee and I'm gonna step, and I'm gonna rock back and step. Let's go one side only, step, and good. Big step, bring it back to center, okay? Some of you will be able to do this just fine right here without any momentum swing. But I like to add the little bit of momentum with my upper body because it trains us to work a little bit more efficiently, okay? Good, our hip flexors don't have to use much of the, or take up much of the effort here. If we use our body to shift forward and then come up, we use a little bit of momentum, okay? Helps us cover a lot of ground here, okay? Now I want you to try not to touch the block if you can help it. Here we go. Let's go for 6 more. 6, now that we got the rhythm. And 5, and 4, and 3, good, and 2, and 1, very nice. Let's go to the other side. Remember, rocking that knee up. If you need to do a few warm-ups just like I'm doing, okay? Good, here, I think I'm ready to go. We're gonna step over, step back. Step over, and step back. Step over, step back. Step over, step back. Maybe 6 more. 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, okay, and 2, last one, and 1, very good. So now let's alternate those, okay? Here's what that looks like. I'm gonna rock forward, and I'm gonna go to one side, come back, come to the other side, and come back. Good, you might move slower or faster than me, that's okay, okay? You wanna make sure you move big. If you need to pause the video, just make sure you get a good set of these power steps in, then you pause that video, okay? Or go through the video again, not a problem, okay? Here we go, big step. And if you have any caregivers watching you, caregivers, okay? Give a little bit of feedback, okay? Feedback, okay? It's just little cues, big step, say big step, or knee high, drive that knee high, okay? Just little feedback cues to help them. Give them a target, adjust the target if you need, make the target smaller, it could be a dot. Okay, we've used those in the past. Today I'm using a yoga block. If you need to make it harder, you can make it higher. Getting a lot of reps in here as you can tell. Give me 6 more. 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, last one, good. All right, good. I think we are ready to do a little bit of strength training. Okay, so we're gonna mix in a little bit of power moves with some strength training, okay? So first thing I'm gonna use is the band. Okay, we're gonna focus on 2 exercises, okay? So we're gonna use the band to do a pull apart, okay? So how this pull apart goes, it's really important that you have a light band, so make sure you grab and get it now if you need to. Pause the video or grab some water if you need. So now that we're properly warmed up, joints are lubricated, blood is flowing through the veins, we're gonna go ahead and focus on this band. Some of you guys might have a band with a handle, that's totally okay. I have a loop band here. Most bands will work, okay, as long as they're a longer band and not one of the bands that's designed for your your knees or your hips, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna use just one side of the band. Now the farther my hands are, the easier the movement gets. But then we don't want to be too far apart, then our movement is not gonna be hitting the muscle too hard. So we want to find that happy medium where it's challenging but doable. Okay, so I'm only using one side. If I needed to make this harder, again, I either bring my hands closer or I can double up the band just like this. Okay, I'll demonstrate both at some point. We're gonna do the sitting exercises first. We're gonna get the standing in a bit, but it looks like this. My palms are down, okay, towards the floor. I'm about shoulder width grip here, and my arms are locked out. I'm not gonna use any elbow bend, okay? Arms are locked out, and I breathe out. Breathe out, okay? I'm pulling my shoulder blades together, squeezing, nice and controlled. And breathe out. I'm gonna do 10 of these. 10, and 9, and 8, and 7. Make sure you're not hunching either. Up tall, 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, last one, 1. Good, now you should feel those in the rear delts, okay, back your shoulders, and or you'll be feeling them in the muscles between your shoulder blades, okay, your traps, your rotator cuff muscles, so really good for posture. And then after that, we're gonna do 10 power-ups, but I want you to power up to the sky instead, so we get a little bit of variation. Power up to the sky, here we go. 10, click those fingers, 9, and 8, and 7, good, 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome, good. Shake it off, okay? Let's tilt our necks to the side just to keep ourselves moving while we rest. We're gonna do that again. That's 10 pull-aparts, followed by 10 power-ups to the sky. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more sets, okay? On the last set, we're gonna change the power up a little bit just to give you a little bit of movement variation. I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm tilting here, getting a little neck stretch. Good, I think we're ready to go, okay? So again, grab your bands, pull apart. Now, I'll demonstrate a little bit of a harder version, okay? I'll scoop my hands a little closer if I need a little bit more activation of my muscles, okay? So, core's tight, you're in a good powered up position, thumbs facing each other, palms facing down, arms are not bent at all, okay? We don't want this action going, it's gonna hit your triceps. We wanna get the rear delts and your postural muscles in your back, okay? Here we go. Ready, breathe out, 10, and 9, and 8, control it coming back, 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, very nice, 2, and 1. Woo, good. Now we're gonna go ahead and power up to the ceiling again. 10, and 9, and 8. Good, imagine you're Superman, you've taken off, okay? Here we go. 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, last one, 1. Awesome, take a break here. Let's go ahead and rotate at our elbows. Let's see if we can do that. This is gonna be a hard motion, okay? We're not used to moving our arms, okay? Now we got our elbow movement. We're just doing a little bit of active recovery where we move while we're resting, okay? Now let's get our wrists. Wrists. No set goal here, we're just keeping ourselves moving, okay? Lots of ways we can keep ourselves moving. We can do some boxing, or it doesn't have to be complicated. We just move. Here we go. I think we're all rested up now. Okay, I'll show you the hardest version with my band, okay? For this particular band, the hardest version, I can double it up. I'm essentially gripping almost 2 bands here now. 2 light bands, brace. braced up. Your back is off the chair. We're gonna go 10 more, but instead of doing the power up to the ceiling, we're gonna go and form a position. We're gonna form an A position with our bodies. You can see, instead of powering up traditionally right here, we're gonna go power up in this A position, okay? That's what we're gonna do. So pull-aparts, last set of pull-aparts. Here we go. We're gonna go 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6. Nice and controlled. Don't let the band control you. 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Very nice. Good. Here we go. Power up in the A position. Rock forward. Power up. Rock forward. Power up. That's 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Very nice. And 9. Last one. And 10. Awesome. Very good. Now, some tips for you at home. These videos were designed to be watched over and taken 2-3 more times, okay? And even more if you feel like you want to continue doing this workout, okay? Now, I aimed only for a set of 10, but you can go from a set of 10 and build that up over time and aim for a set of 20. I'm not saying go from 10 to 20 reps over time. I'm saying over time you build it up. So maybe the next time you watch this, you go for 11. A week later, you go for 12, 13, 14, maybe you jump 2 more, you're at 16. And over time, you're gonna be able to do this for more reps. The idea is that we progressively get stronger. So don't try to rush there. We started at 10, this is your baseline. Now, I want you to grab some water, okay? I'm gonna meet you standing up at the chair right after this. All right, now we're standing up. We're gonna do a little bit of power movement standing up, mixed in with a little bit of strength training. Here's what we're gonna do. I have the chair if I need it. If you don't need it, imagine I'm doing all these things without holding on to a chair, okay? So now I'm gonna use my dumbbells a little bit. Remember, this is a little bit strength focused today. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna hit the opposite of a pulling movement, which we just did, and we're gonna do a pushing movement. So if you have trouble, okay, with your shoulder and you can't lift it up over your head, and that's painful, there's a couple things you can do, because we're gonna be doing a shoulder press. We can do a single arm press, where you go one at a time. For a lot of people, that's gonna be very helpful to do one at a time. If that doesn't work, instead of doing a shoulder press, okay, we can just, we can reach out, okay? A lot of things you can do for our pushing movement, okay? You can wrap the band around you, okay, just like I'm doing now, and we can push, we can push, we can push, we can push, okay? So that way you don't actually have to push over your head, because for a lot of people, shoulder pain is a big issue, okay? And it's not something you can fix overnight, okay? So I recommend you do all these movements, and they should be pain-free. If there is pain, do not do them, okay? So here's what the exercise is gonna look like. We're gonna first do a set of squats behind the chair, shoulder width apart, okay? And we're gonna sit back, okay? Sit back, we're gonna aim for a set of 10. And then we're gonna go for a set of 10 steps, power steps. And to end the circuit, we're gonna go pick up our weights, and I have them on the chair so I don't have to bend over to the floor, and we're gonna go, okay? We're gonna go shoulder presses, okay? Now remember, shoulder presses, you can go one at a time, okay? If it helps you focus on one arm, okay? If that is not helpful, you can take the band and you can go push out, push out, push out. And if all else fails and you don't have a band with you at home, you can just do power-ups, or you can bend over on the chair just like this. Okay, that's also gonna be hitting our triceps and our chest, which is good. You just gotta make sure that the chair doesn't move and you're on a stable surface, okay? So, just to reiterate, we're gonna go 10 squats to hit our lower body a little bit. You wanna get your butt down low, imagining as if you are sitting on a chair. Imagine as if you're sitting on a chair, okay? That's how low we want to get, but however low feels comfortable for you and your fitness level right now is totally okay. So 10, then we go 10 power steps, and then 10 presses, okay? Or whatever variation of a press that you want to do, either with a band or on the chair, okay? All right, here we go. Shoulder width apart, toes pointed forward. Here's what it looks like without the chair in front of me, okay? I'll do it with the chair right here. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1. We're gonna jump down, knees out, chest tall. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. You don't need the chair. 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Big steps. Here we go. 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6, and 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Awesome. Grab those weights. Right into it, okay? Right into it. I'm gonna go 2 at a time, but remember, you can go 1 at a time if it helps your shoulder. Okay, I'm in this rack position. I'm not here. I'm gonna go, breathe out. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Here's what it looks like from the side. 6, you shouldn't be bending. 7, 8, and 9, and 10. Very nice. Circuit number 1 down, 2 more to go. I'm gonna show you how we can make these things a little bit harder, of course. Okay, for set number 2, if you wanna make one more thing a little bit more difficult for you, totally optional. You can hold 1 or 2 weights in front of you with the squat. Make sure you're safe, make sure there's nothing behind you just in case you fall, okay? So I'm gonna demonstrate, but you don't have to do this. You can put the weights down and do it just like set number 1, okay? Here, I'll demonstrate with 1 dumbbell. Here we go. Ready, let's begin. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, here's what it looks from the side, and 9, and 10. Very nice. Put that weight down really quick. I'm gonna go and step to the side. 10, and 9, and 8, and 7, and 6. Point that toe. 5, and 4. Click those fingers. 3, and 2. Last one. 1. Here we go. Shoulder press. Okay. Pick these weights up. Here we go. 1, and 2. Remember, there should be no pain. 3. If there is pain, do something else. 4, and 5, and 6. Breathe out. 7. It'd be great to talk with me. 8, 9. One more. 10. Good. One more set. One more set. Remember, no pain during any of these exercises, especially the overhead press. Do not force it, okay? Do something else. You can push out with no weights, but ideally weights would be good, or you can take that chair and do a modified push-up from the standing position. Better to hit those muscles than not hit those muscles, okay? All right, I'm gonna show you one more thing to make it a little bit harder. Again, you can do the exact same thing we just did. I am just gonna show you a modification to make things a little harder if you need, okay? So, I'm gonna use these steps now, okay? I'm gonna use these steps now. I will show you the hardest version of these. You can do this, you can continue to do what you were doing. You don't have to copy me, okay? So, here we go. The last set, I'm gonna step over these blocks that we had, okay? Here we go. Now I'm gonna use 2 weights. This is the hardest version of the circuit. Here we go. Shoulder width apart, butt back, chest tall. We're gonna squat. 1. I'm not even using the chair to help. 2 now. 2, and 3, and 4. No rounding of the back. 5. Stick your butt back, chest tall. 6, and 7. Go as far as you can. Good. 2 more. 9, 1 more. 10, good. All right, I'm gonna put the weights down really quick, okay? And I'm gonna step over here. Here we go. Big step, center. Big step, center. 2, and 3, 4, and 5. Make sure these weights are not in your way. And 6, and 7, and 8, and 9. Last one, 10. Very nice. Last part of our exercise for this class. Here we go. Shoulders. Here we go. If you need to use your legs to help, do it at this point. 1, 2. Remember, hips should not be forward. 3. Brace your core. Good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. And 10. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Hope you're feeling well. We can do a little bit of a stretch out. Okay. Quick stretch out on the chair. Okay. You can stretch out standing up at home if you need. I'm going to do it on the chair. Quick stretch out. You can do these for longer and hold them for multiple sets. Here we go. We're going to first start off with the shoulder. Okay. I'm going to place my forearm over my opposite arm's elbow, and I'm going to pull in and give it a hug. Stretch out my rear delts, which we hit with our pull aparts. Big deep breath. Let's go for 3 big breaths. You can hold them for longer, and ideally hold them for longer at home. One more. Let's switch arms. Grab that arm, give it a hug. Don't let your shoulders shrug. Keep them down so you get back to your shoulder. Big deep breaths. Good. Get that heel out, point that toe up to the ceiling or point it towards your face, and just hinge forward. You're gonna feel a big stretch down your hamstrings. Nice. Good. Again, pull these longer. If you got a little more time at home, do that. If you don't got enough time, make it shorter. Get more reps in and sets in throughout the day. Put that toe to your head, hinge forward. Remember, don't hinge at your spine. You're not really getting the stretch where we want in our hamstring. You should feel it in the back of your leg. And I only need to hinge just a little bit to really feel it. Take a deep breath. Let's get our low back. Get shoulder width apart, back off against the chair. Take my hand, place it on the opposite knee. Take my other hand, grab the chair, and turn my body to where it lets me go. I'm gonna push against this thing. You turn your body, get your low back a little bit. Take a deep breath. Switch it over. Good. Nice and controlled. My other hand on the opposite knee. With my free hand, grab the back of the chair and turn to where your body lets you. Take a deep breath. All right. Very nice. Thank you for joining me for this Power Moves sitting and standing strength focused class. There's of course a lot we still have to go through, so I hope you join us in our next class. Feel free to repeat this class as many times as you'd like before you begin taking the next one. Have a great day, everybody.